my name's Caprice, I'm 24 and I work in the Liverpool One store.
Hi, my name is Martins. I'm 27 and I work in Newcastle store. And today we have Marvin Morgan, founder of Fresh Eagle Kid and ex-professional footballer.
So Marvin, how are you feeling?
I'm happy and I'm excited. Footlocker, Liverpool, like it's been a great journey for Fresh Eagle Kids. So yeah, I'm happy to be here.
So can you tell us a bit about yourself? Who is Marvin Morgan?
Oh. From Manchester, grew up in Watford. I was a professional footballer for 10 years. That's what I always wanted to do. Always wanted to be a footballer. Like, that's all I can remember growing up. I wanted to be, look at Ian Wright and I can do that. I want to be like that. And then, yeah, the dream came true. And it's pretty crazy how I've become like an entrepreneur in fashion, because I knew nothing about clothes. But it wasn't until my mum told me, like, it's pretty weird, like, clothing has always been in you. And I was like, how? I was like, your nan was one of the biggest in Manchester dressmakers. So when she come over from Jamaica, she was one of the best dressmakers in Manchester. I was like, oh, okay. And then it made me bring back all these memories. And it's like, yeah, your dad had a clothing brand. I was like, oh yeah. And it was proper ragamuffin. It was like proper yardie wear. It was called Uzi. Yeah. So it was weird that subconsciously, it's always been in me. Being a professional footballer, I wasn't Wayne Rooney. You know what I mean? It was Marvin Morgan playing in League Two. So what am I gonna do actually from moving away from football, going into the normal 9 to 5? And I thought the dream was, you know what? I'm gonna start a clothing brand. And everyone laughed.
When did you first know that you wanted to be an entrepreneur, and what point made you really go for it?
There's been loads of factors. Like, again, I look at the big boys. When I say the big boys, you got to look at Nike, Adidas, Puma. Then under that, you got to look at Bape, Ice Cream, Off-White, and all of these types of brands that are culturally relevant to obviously the culture. And literally, same thing. The same dream was the same dream as when I wanted to be a footballer. And as a kid, I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry. I want to be professional. I want to be professional. I want to be a professional footballer. And then, obviously, when I got there, it was like, right, what's next? Do you know what I mean? I'm hungry for more. And obviously, like, I was good. Actually, no, I was sick. But like, I only got to like League One level, and it was like, okay, in football, this is how it normally. If you'll hit your ceiling, and then once you get there, that's your ceiling, that's your level, and that's where you play at. And then obviously. Like, coming out of football, it's the same hunger. I'm determined to be that kind of brand owner, brand designer, entrepreneur, and then what I want to do and how I want to do it, but my own rules. You know what I mean? I don't want to kind of slide into a like scenario when I ain't got control, and we're just doing things to do stuff to make money, and I don't want to do that. I want to do it my way, and this is how I want to do it, and yeah, and that's the right way. Like, you want to be happy. Like, so many stories and people are not happy, and it's for the wrong reasons. But also, you got to run your business, and you got to make sure everything is adding up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. There's so much more to do.
How would you define Fresh Ego Kid? What was the inspiration behind it?
Everyone's got an ego, and I say it's my inner ego, Fresh Ego Kid. Like, I was a footballer and created Fresh Ego Kid. And I say to someone, I said, what's with that name? And I was like, well, it was going to call Fresh Kid, then it was going to call Ego Kid. Then obviously I tried to combine the whole names. And I say, everyone's got an ego. Everyone will look in the mirror and go, yeah, I look all right today, and step out. You know, that's a part of your ego. Do you know what I mean? So understand, but when you say ego, someone always says to you a negative connotation of ego. I'm trying to say, this is your positive, this is your fresh ego. Do you know what I mean? So, like, us as a brand, I always say we're football and gaming. You know what I mean? That's my space, cultural, football and gaming. And that's the lane I want to sit into, like, obviously, and make it cool and make everyone feel like good in our clothes. That's the whole point of this, you know what I mean? And we're growing in a way, like, we're finding our space. It's amazing to be in Footlocker. Like, growing up as a kid, Footlocker was the only store. There was no other retail stores. I won't say their names, yeah. But there was no other retail stores. There was only Footlocker. So growing up, there was only Footlocker you went to. You buy trainers, you buy a tracksuit. So it's amazing to be in this space and be into Europe and be into stores in the UK, be into stores into Europe. And it's just about growing. Like, this game is a tough game because I've got to compete with so many brands, and obviously there's a list of the top boys. You're gonna have, as I said, Nike, Adidas, Puma, Champion. Let's say that's the top brands there. Then you got the other brands like the Bapes, the ice creams in our kind of cultural lane as like streetwear. And then you got the other UK brands that also sit in this space as well that you have to compete against. So you have to find your space, and trying to find your space is very difficult on, I would say, not the budget of the bigger brands have, because they will throw money at artists, at footballers, at sports stars, and we're not in that kind of position to say to a sports star, here's this.
You have this strong connection with football. How did the sport have influence on you and Fresh Eagle Kid as a brand?
It's everything. Yeah, like literally the relationships I have in football are like amazing. Like, again, we're having top superstars that are here, wear the brand, and not just wear the brand, promote the brand, buy the brand. Everyone thinks I pay these footballers to wear the. I'm like, look, listen, I don't pay anyone to wear the brand. You know what I mean? It's very organic, and that's what it's all about. And like, so when we look about the top stars, like from Lukaku to Aubameyang to Sterling to Trippier to Dele Alli. Oh, I got to name all of them because I don't want to get into trouble here, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into trouble here, like Maddison, like Chilwell, God, there's low, like, again, doing photo shoots with my friends, like Adrian Mariappa, Tomori, Michael Hector, Antonio, Yannick Balassi, Akinfenwa, you know what I mean? I could go on like these, like Ravel Morrison, like Nathan Niles. There's so many footballers that wear the brand and they wear it well, and I don't force them and say, it's like, I don't hold a gun to their head, no, you have to do this, you can't wear that, and this is the thing, it's like, it's really important that it's great because they're supporting me, they're supporting the brand, and I need their support. It's very difficult to play as a game with the big boys if you don't get no support from your friends. And I call these people my friends. Like, again, doing photo shoots with my close friends, and they feel so good in the brand. And like, it's really important for people to understand this.
What's the best and what's the hardest part of having your own clothing brand?
Managing everything. Like, again, like running, even if you were selling pens, yeah, you want the pen to look perfect, packaged right, you know what I mean, who you're trying to sell it to. This is the same thing with this game. Like, again, like running a shop, having staff, designing clothes, dealing with a manufacturer, making sure what you want is what you get. Then obviously making sure the headwear match up with the clothing. Like, and then you got to put that together. Photo shoots, who's gonna model? Like, what's the look? Who's going to take the photo shoot? Where are you going to position the content? Is it going to be YouTube? Is it going to be social media? Then you got to sell the product, yeah? Who's going to advertise for you? Who are your influencers? Who are you going to sell the product to? Also doing that, you got to think about, obviously you can't give you all your product out because obviously numbers have to all equal and stuff like that. What platform are you going to sell on? Like, website, what does your website look like? Listen, it goes on, and obviously, like, managing all of that, yes, I have the right people, the right staff, and obviously my business partner, John, I love him, we're like a married couple. Obviously, to grow this brand and what we need to do, you gotta have the right people around you, you know what I mean? And I have the right business partner, I have the right team to be successful, but there's so many factors in this fashion world. Like, there's so many stuff that needs to kind of all align, you know what I mean? And you got trends, you got clothing, dropping clothing at the right time, even down to the fine trainers going with clothes, yeah? Like, if you release a collection and the collection's right, and there could be a trainer that goes with that collection, you've done okay, you know what I mean? And these are even down to the model, having the right female, having the right male, making sure when you do the photo shoot, they look good together, chemistry, listen, I could go on. And then also, I got Fresh Ego FC here now.
Yeah.
So I got to look after that. And that is making sure the pitch is hired, the balls are pumped, the kit's clean.
What do you typically like to wear for work?
Fresh Ego kid, man. Like, you know what I mean? I can't listen.
Build as an outfit.
Yeah, listen, I have to have at minimum one piece of Fresh Ego. Like literally, I'm a trainer's guy, down and out and out. Like I have a room full of trainers, and drives the missus crazy. She's like, listen, I can't. So again, my work attire and daily attire, even when I go out now, and this is the thing now with fashion, you could actually go out in wearing a pair of trainers, pair trousers, not even jeans no more, and a hoodie and a hat. You get into anywhere now to wear this. So this is my daily routine, like hoodie. This is also going to be available in Footlocker as well in September. So yeah, hoodie, hat, and like nice cool trainers, you know what I mean? That's for me, that's my uniform really, you know what I mean? So if it's hot, it's Fresh Ego kid set, you know what I mean? Shorts, t-shirt. But yeah, like that's my uniform. I feel like I don't want to try too hard, but I just want to be just right.
Why did you choose Footlocker as the main retailer for your brand?
Are you crazy? This is Footlocker, this is big time, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're the best. Like, as I said, growing up as a kid, Footlocker was the one, you know what I mean? Like, you got your trainers, and also when you think about, obviously, even your uniform, it's your uniform, that if you're watching any type of sport and you see the referee, you think Footlocker, you know, straight away, you know what I mean? But yeah, you think Footlocker, straight away you think Footlocker. And that's my thing, like, again, this is iconic, man. Like, this is an iconic moment to be. And again, they're very cultural in what they do. They're like, again, I look at Footlocker and think cultural. Like, this is how most of us are grown up. Like, you know what I mean? As I said, an 80s baby, like growing up through, it was Footlocker. There was not all these other retailers, sports retailers. Now, obviously there's loads of them, but it was only Footlocker. And then obviously their impact into Europe and into America, that's the plan. Like, I want to get to America. We're so fixated with the UK as all walks of life, if you're a footballer, music artist or a fashion designer. And I always think, I say to people, Europe and America, that's where it's at. I want to make sure, and I had a dream that you could go to Paris, go to Spain, walk in somewhere and buy a product that I've designed.
Can you list some iconic or memorable pieces consumers can find at Footlocker?
Going into the AW21 collection, like there's going to be a lot of kind of hoodies, jersey, Sherpa, jackets, headwear. Like, this is going to be key for, I would say, winter essentials, really. So again, the hoodie I'm wearing now is going to be available in Footlocker in September. And we have a strong collection with clothing and headwear. So like, I really do think this is going to be like the start of something special with Footlocker, because we're kind of understanding our consumer, what locations are doing well, like again, countries, and this is how you grow. This is the whole thing, organic.
Last but not least, what does it mean for you as a black designer and entrepreneur to have a business with Footlocker?
As I'll go back to the whole cultural thing, like, this is amazing for me, you know what I mean? I want to inspire people. I want people to go, you know what, I'm going to be in Footlocker one day and get there, you know what I mean? It's very difficult when, obviously, if you're young and if you're young and black, you want to be inspired by people. And I'm hoping that the young, black, white, whatever color you are, you're going to be inspired by me in my journey in saying, yeah, you know what, I used to do this, and then from doing that, I was a professional footballer, from being a professional footballer and an entrepreneur in the likes of fashion, sport, you know what I mean? Managed to get collaboration with New Era, Xbox, Puma, Call of Duty. Like, we've done these things, and like, it's pretty crazy when I say it like that, but it's hard work, dedication. So yeah, man, there's a lot more to come, Very, very excited, especially when you have someone, distribution and a partner like Footlocker. Next levels.